Hey everybody, this is Threshold Training's workout of the day for Wednesday, July 29th. As we've been saying for the past couple of days, make sure you're continuing to stay hydrated and bringing fluids to class or to your at-home workout in your basement, outside, wherever you are working out. In addition, bring a sweat towel to wipe off your hands if needed so that we can stay safe when we are on the pull-up bar or when you're grabbing a barbell or dumbbell or other object. For today's workout, we have two different parts. The first part is really to kind of hone in our positions for the patterns we're going to do for our conditioning portion. It serves as a bit of a specific warm-up to that. And then our conditioning portion is essentially interval style work. So up front, every minute on the minute for 8 minutes. We'll go back and forth between 2 different minutes. You will perform the required reps within the 60-second window. The goal is not to rush and get more rest. The goal is to really focus on movement quality. For the first 60 seconds, we will perform 4 Romanian deadlifts or reverse deadlifts at a 3-1-1 tempo. This is if you are in person. Okay, so what that means, that tempo, 3-1-1-1, it means I will have my barbell at my waist with my hands about thumbs width away from my thighs. I will perform my reverse deadlift starting with 3 seconds down. I will hold 1 second at the bottom, so dead stop, and then I will take 1 second to ascend and 1 second to hold at the top. I will repeat that for 3 more reps for a total of 4. The load I will use is the same weight across the entire every minute on the minute, so I'll give you some time to build up to that. We're looking for about 45 to 50% of our perceived 1 rep max, or I should have 3 to 4 reps in reserve should I be asked to do so. So for example, if a coach said at the end of that 4th rep that you did in the every minute on the minute, could you do 3 to 4 more at that same tempo? If the answer is yes, that is probably the right weight. The opposite minute, so after the RDLs, you'll take a rest, and then once the top of the minute chimes, you will do 6 per arm of a pike handstand shoulder tap from a box. Okay, so that'll be alternating arms. This is what that looks like. So I have my box here. I'm going to come into a pike position. So, and then with active shoulders pressing to the ground, I'm going to shift my weight to the side, unload one side, shift my weight to the other side, unload, and work my way back and forth until I've done a total of 12 repetitions or 6 per arm. So the key with that is to make sure that you are active through the fingers, the wrist, elbow, and shoulder, reaching through the ground, unloading one arm, tapping the shoulder. As you come back down, make sure you shift your weight all the way over first before unloading the opposite arm. If you are at home, you are doing a similar format. You are doing 4 single leg RDLs with your dumbbell or kettlebell. Okay, if you have a barbell, you can certainly follow what we're doing in person, that's fine. Your tempo, if you are doing the single leg RDL, will be 2 seconds down instead of 3. So I'm going to stand on one leg. The weight is going to be in the opposite hand of the leg you're standing. So if I'm standing on my right leg, okay, I will have the weight in my left hand. I will then down to hold, dead stop, back up, hold, etc. So that's the tempo I'm going. I will do 4 on my right leg, 4 on my left leg. Notice that I can slide my trail leg backwards and touch the floor for contact and balance, or I can lift it off. Either way, we're looking for you to keep your hips square to the floor. Okay, so if you pick up that back leg and all of a sudden your hips turn to the side, okay, maybe you need to have a toe touch and slide it back. If you have a wood floor or a place you can slide that leg back, even better. Okay, maybe you have your shoes on, but you have a towel underneath that foot and you're sliding it back and forth during that motion. For the shoulder taps, okay, if you don't have a box, that's fine. If you're at home, you can use the edge of a couch, you can use your stairs, what have you. If you find that the shoulder taps in that position is too challenging, whether you're in person or at home, you can certainly come to a down dog position and shoulder tap that way. Or you can come to a plank position and shoulder tap that way. Either is acceptable. Once we're done 8 minutes, we will go to our conditioning portion. Every 3 minutes for 6 rounds, you will do the following body of work. For deadlifts, if you are in person, 6 handstand push-ups, that's kipping handstand push-ups. You can do these from a wall, or if you're on a box, we're doing strict variation, or we can sub that out for a push press variation with dumbbells or barbell. Then 10 Russian kettlebell swings or dumbbell swings, and then a 200-meter run if you're at home, 250-meter row, or 500-meter bike. If you have an issue that doesn't allow you to run, of course you can row or bike. So, the design of this workout is not to speed through it so you can maximize your rest. It's a little bit the opposite. We want you to move through at a purposeful pace, okay, but you're not rushing through the reps to go for speed. We just want to look for consistent movement mechanics despite the added up volume. Okay, so yes, you'll get your heart rate up high to some degree. Yes, you'll be sweating, but during that 3rd, 4th, 5th, and upwards to that 6th round, we still want the deadlifts to look very, very consistent and similar. Okay, we're building our capacity, we're building our muscular endurance within that posterior chain. Okay, that's our secondary goal. But the first one is consistent mechanics. So, deadlifts. Okay, we should have grooved them a little bit with our RDLs. That RDL really just emphasizes how we need to push the hips back as we lower the bar. For our deadlifts in this portion, make sure that in order to reach the ground, you lower your hips slightly, but your shins are still vertical as you go. I should feel like I'm also squeezing my shoulders down and back so that I can support my upper back. If you find that you tend to round forward or you poke your head out, pull your chin up towards the sky here. Not necessarily keep a neutral spine per se, but mostly to allow that upper back to get a little bit of tension so you can hold that flat back posture as you're going down and up during your deadlifts. This will allow a little bit more of an effective dynamic leg drive and not allow the spine to have a whole lot of movement there. If you're at home and you don't have a barbell, we are going to do something slightly different. In place of your 4 deadlifts and 6 handstand push-ups, you're going to perform with a dumbbell 8 burpee dumbbell deadlifts. This can be with 2 dumbbells or 1 dumbbell, depending on what you have access to. You'll perform the burpee, and then deadlift, come back down, burpee again, switch arms. If you have 1 dumbbell, if you have 2, use 2 dumbbells. So again, this will be in place of both deadlifts and the handstand push-ups. If you're in person, we're doing 6 handstand push-ups. Okay? We are expecting that you get 6 handstand push-ups in a row, no matter what variation you use, whether that's the handstand push-up on a wall, from a box, or a push press variation or a Z press variation. I like the push press variation for today. It's a little bit more dynamic. Okay, it kind of mimics that kind of kipping kind of motion. Okay, so when we're doing our handstand push-up, and we practiced this a bit for the past couple of weeks, is when you lower down towards the mat, you still have tension in your shoulders, in your elbow, in your wrist, in your fingers, as you lower down, so you're not just crashing on your head. So make sure you have an element of control as you go down towards the mat. 10 Russian kettlebell swings. You can also use a dumbbell with this, so you can hold the hex of dumbbell. Or you're just looking for an eye level finish. Okay, that's the standard. So dumbbell or kettlebell passes to eye level. We should see both the hips and the knees straighten simultaneously as this occurs. As the kettlebell comes down, It's okay to bring your shoulders over your toes as long as you push your hips back. Okay? You don't need to have the dumbbell come way down here, you just need to bring it right to there. But allowing that hinge position to occur can allow for a good transfer of power into that kettlebell or dumbbell. And again, from there we'll do our run, row, bike. This run, row, bike, we're looking for about a 70 to 80% effort. So essentially just above that conversational pace. It shouldn't be a sprint. But again, we're not jogging in the park. Okay, so it's gonna be a purposeful run. We're expecting about 60 to 90 seconds of rest within these intervals. Okay, so if you're finding that this is taking you close to 3 minutes, okay, then let's change the volume of the run, row, bike, or let's increase the time of the interval maybe to 4 minutes. So you're getting at least that 60 seconds of rest. All right, guys, that is Wednesday's workouts. Have an awesome day and enjoy the workout.